When you think of the Mona Lisa, you probably picture that enigmatic smile, those eyes that seem to follow you, and the sheer cultural weight of one of the most famous artworks ever created. You imagine a masterpiece of art history, a serene face that has gazed out at millions from behind bulletproof glass. She's an icon, she's a mystery, she's utterly timeless one. But what if the Mona Lisa you think you know is actually a carefully constructed myth, a series of historical accidents, and a stroke of marketing genius disguised as artistic reverence? What if the secrets behind her famous smile, her missing eyebrows, and her surprising size are far more bizarre and fascinating than any gallery plaque could ever tell you? Are you ready to unravel the hidden truths behind the world's most famous portrait? Let's dive into 5 fascinating facts about the Mona Lisa that Hollywood definitely doesn't want you to know, because they just might shatter everything you thought about this art legend. You've probably heard her name, Lisa Gherardini, the wife of a Florentine merchant named Francesco del Giocondo. This is the widely accepted story, the one propagated by art historians for centuries. The popular belief stems largely from the writings of Giorgio Vasari, a 16th-century biographer of Italian artists. Vasari, writing decades after Leonardo da Vinci's death, claimed the painting was of Lisa Gherardini. His account is incredibly influential. It's what most textbooks teach you. However, Leonardo himself never explicitly named the sitter in his notes or during his lifetime. This crucial detail leaves a massive crack in the historical foundation. Think about it, an artist of his stature, leaving no definitive record for his most celebrated work. Strange, right? Over the centuries, countless other theories have emerged. Was she Isabella d'Este, a powerful Marcinist known for her intelligence and beauty? Some scholars point to records of Leonardo meeting with her, expressing a desire to paint her portrait. Could the painting actually be a self-portrait of Leonardo in drag? This wild theory gains traction with comparisons between the Mona Lisa's facial features and known self-portraits of the artist. The resemblance is uncanny once you start looking. There's even a compelling argument that she might be Leonardo's mother, Caterina. Imagine the emotional depth if this were true. Another theory suggests she was a mistress of Giuliano de' Medici, a Florentine nobleman. Each theory brings its own set of historical whispers and subtle visual clues. The mystery surrounding her true identity adds a layer of intrigue that no confirmed name could ever provide. It keeps the legend alive. It sparks endless debate among art sleuths and historians alike. The painting's universal appeal might even stem from this very ambiguity. Because she could be anyone, she can, in a way, be everyone. Take a close look at the Mona Lisa. Really zoom in if you can. What do you notice? Aside from that famous smile, one of the most striking features is the complete absence of eyebrows and eyelashes. It's a detail that often goes unnoticed because we're so captivated by her gaze. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. For years, art historians debated why this was the case. Was it a sign of changing beauty standards in Renaissance Florence, where women commonly plucked their eyebrows, perhaps? Or was the painting simply unfinished? Leonardo da Vinci famously took years to complete his works, often leaving them in various stages of completion. The truth is even more intriguing. In 2007, French engineer and art enthusiast Pascal Cotte conducted a high-definition scan of the painting. His forensic analysis revealed fascinating results. He found microscopic traces of what appeared to be a single eyebrow stroke, almost invisible to the naked eye. This suggests that Leonardo painted them. But then what happened? Cotte's theory is that the eyebrows and eyelashes, along with other delicate details, have simply faded or been accidentally removed over centuries of cleaning and restoration attempts. Early restoration methods were often rudimentary and abrasive, not the meticulous, scientific processes we have today. Imagine conservators in previous centuries, perhaps not fully understanding the delicate layers of paint, trying to clean the surface. A simple brush or solvent could have easily worn away those fine, intricate hairs. It's a shocking thought, isn't it? That one of the painting's most mysterious features might just be a casualty of time and well-intentioned but misguided maintenance. This adds a layer of vulnerability to her iconic image. It makes you wonder how much of what we see today is exactly what Leonardo intended. The Mona Lisa's smile is arguably the most famous smile in art history. It's been described as enigmatic, mysterious, alluring, and even haunting. But have you ever noticed how it seems to change depending on where you focus your gaze? Look directly at her mouth, and the smile seems to vanish, becoming more neutral. Look at her eyes, or shift your gaze to her hands, and the smile reappears, subtly playing on the edges of your peripheral vision. It's a trick of the eye, a psychological phenomenon embedded in paint. This optical illusion is no accident. It's a deliberate artistic technique pioneered by Leonardo da Vinci himself, known as "don't worry, that's just a fancy Italian word, sfumato, meaning soft or blurred in Italian." refers to a painting technique where colors or tones are blended so subtly that they melt into one another without perceptible transitions. Think of smoke or a misty atmosphere where outlines are soft and forms are indistinct. Leonardo used incredibly thin glazes of paint layer upon layer to create these imperceptible shifts. With Sfumato, Leonardo deliberately blurred the corners of Mona Lisa's mouth and eyes. This blurring creates an ambiguity that our brains interpret differently based on the type of vision we use. Our direct, foveal vision, which is great for detail, tends to flatten out the ambiguity of the smile. But our peripheral vision, which is more sensitive to shadows and less to detail, picks up on the soft curves and shadows around her mouth, making the smile seem to bloom into existence. It's a physiological response to a painting. Oh, this isn't just an artistic flourish, it's a profound psychological experiment on canvas. Leonardo was not just a painter, he was a scientist, an anatomist, an inventor. He understood optics and human perception perhaps better than any artist before him. He intentionally manipulated our visual processing to create an interactive experience. He forced the viewer to question what they were seeing. This deliberate ambiguity makes the Mona Lisa feel alive, dynamic, and perpetually engaging. It's not just a painting, it's a living, breathing enigma that continues to play tricks on your mind. It's hard to imagine the Mona Lisa as anything other than the universally recognized icon she is today. She graces countless postcards, memes, and even album covers. But for centuries, while respected in artistic circles, she wasn't the global phenomenon we know. She was simply a prized artwork housed in the Louvre Museum in Paris. So, what launched her into superstardom? A dramatic, daring, and incredibly brazen theft? On August 21, 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre. The thief was an Italian handyman named Vincenzo Peruggia, who had previously worked at the museum installing glass cases. His motive? He claimed he wanted to return the painting to Italy, believing it had been stolen by Napoleon. In reality, Napoleon had legally acquired it. The theft sent shockwaves across the globe. For 2 years, the Mona Lisa vanished. The world's newspapers exploded with headlines. Posters of the missing painting were plastered everywhere. People flocked to the Louvre, not to see the painting, but to stare at the empty space where she once hung, leaving flowers and notes of lament. The French poet Guillaume Apollinaire and even Pablo Picasso were briefly suspects. Can you imagine the outrage and the intense media frenzy? It was a global manhunt for a piece of wood and oil paint. When the painting was finally recovered in Florence in 1913, after Peruggia tried to sell it to an art dealer, the world rejoiced. She embarked on a triumphant tour of Italy before returning to France. Greeted by massive crowds at every stop, this 2-year disappearance and dramatic recovery turned her into an international celebrity. It etched her face into the public consciousness like never before. The theft transcended the art world, becoming a human interest story of epic proportions. It cemented her status as more than just a painting. She became a symbol of national pride, an object of desire, and a testament to human ingenuity, both criminal and investigative. Without that audacious act, the Mona Lisa might still be a revered masterpiece, but she likely wouldn't be the household name that she is today. You've seen countless reproductions of the Mona Lisa, in books, on screens, and documentaries. These images often make her feel grand, almost monumental, as if she dominates a vast canvas. You expect a painting of immense scale, fitting for her legendary status. But then you encounter her in real life, standing before the bulletproof glass in the Louvre, surrounded by a throng of camera-wielding tourists. And what's the first thing many people say? It's so small! The Mona Lisa measures approximately 77 centimeters by 53 centimeters, or about 30 inches by 21 inches. That's roughly the size of a standard piece of carry-on luggage, or a bit larger than a magazine. It's certainly not a tiny miniature, but it's nowhere near the imposing scale of other famous works like Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling or large canvases by Rubens. This diminutive size often catches people off guard. Why does she feel so much larger in our collective imagination? Part of it is the sheer power of her image and the narrative surrounding her. Our brains subconsciously inflate the perceived size of something that holds such cultural significance. When you see her, your expectation is so high that the physical reality feels almost underwhelming initially. But Leonardo's choice of scale was deliberate. Most portraits of the era, especially those intended for private viewing, were of a similar size. This intimate scale was designed to create a personal, almost face-to-face encounter between the viewer and the sitter. It encourages a closer look, a more focused engagement with her features. Unlike a grand fresco meant to impress from afar, the Mona Lisa invites you into her space, demanding your attention in a subtle, personal way. Her smaller dimensions enhance the mystery of her smile and the intensity of her gaze. It makes the connection more intimate, more direct. It's a quiet power. a whispered secret rather than a shouted declaration. This intimacy is part of her enduring magic. She doesn't need to be massive to be magnificent, so the next time you see that iconic image, whether in a movie, a textbook, or even on a coffee mug, remember that the Mona Lisa isn't just a painting. She's a canvas steeped in unresolved identities, accidental historical events, and ingenious psychological tricks. She's a testament to how art, even centuries old, can continue to mystify, inspire, and captivate us. See, she isn't just an ancient portrait, she's an active participant in our modern pop culture, constantly challenging what you think you know about one of history's greatest masterpieces.